Okay guys, this is it. We are leaving Goa and we are going to A Coruña. Going to pull the anchor up and then we are off. But to be honest, we're a bit nervous. We have a little forward of beam reach. We're doing between 5 and 6 knots, and we have, let's see, 10 knots of wind. So very easy sailing. The waves from yesterday are still present. You can see the horizon and you cannot see the horizon, so it's on and off. And but the sea state will calm down later on in the day, I think. And if not, we're happy with this as well because we're getting along very fine. So I think the waves are about between 1.5 to 2 meters. Sometimes you have a bigger one, but yeah, that's about the height I'm estimating. We're crossing them in a diagonal way, so it goes very smoothly. There's not a lot of slamming, or the boat is constantly heeled over to the port side.
So here's an update. We sailed for 11 hours and we did 72 miles. So that's an average of 6.6 or something. We're really glad for. We started off with a lot of swell and waves. The maximum would be 2.2 meters, but my guess it was a bit more. It felt more. And the wind died down, that's same as the speed does, of course. So maybe we need to shake out a reef in the main. Vincent's taking a nap. That's why my voice is a bit down. But this is, yeah, it's not good. So I think when Vincent's finished his nap, we need to shake out a reef in the main. There's also somebody sleeping very good on the boat with all the waves today. And the next thing we did, we closed the cockpit tent or the enclosure fully. That's one thing we never saw before on other YouTube channels, all the sailors. Maybe it's not good for the cockpit tent, but it feels very comfy and it's warm, because there's one thing, don't think it's very warm to sail in the summer, in European summer. So yeah, in the night it's very cold, so we closed the tent. And, yeah, hope it stays on. It turned out I didn't need to wake up Vincent anyway, because the wind shifted a bit and yeah, keeps us going again. We actually have a third reef in the main now. We never had this before, but this afternoon we needed it, because even with the third reef in the main and a reef Genoa, we had a speed of between 6 and 8 knots. So it is the second day of the Biscay crossing. We're over halfway. We did 170 nautical miles at the moment, and we're gonna check out what the rest is doing. You stealing my licorice? I've never seen a dog who likes licorice.
Offshore hair.
We have Jenny up again. The first day was more wind and more waves than predicted. The second day was less wind than predicted. So
we have an average now of 5.8 knots. I think it's going down a bit because we're not making a lot of speed. There's not much wind, let's say 8 to 9 knots. and the course we're having with the Jenniker is not really that good. So yeah, sometimes we do 5 knots, sometimes we do 7 knots. So let's say an average of 6 on the Jenny. We've tried to do it with the hydrovane, but the wind is too unstable, and there's not enough wind to have the hydrovane working properly. So we are back to the autopilot and or hand steering if necessary. So far it's looking good. 1 night to go, and then I think tomorrow evening-ish we'll be there. So
summer is still not here. I think we're in Spain now, but as you can see, it's grey, and the sun is not shining.
So you know that you've seen our battery, right? It's only 200 amp hours, and we have more capacity on solar than we can charge the batteries with. So normally that should be enough when the sun is shining. But the sun is not shining at all today. So we have to be careful by using the autopilot too much. So when we go back to our Genoa and mainsail, we can use the wind vane again. Let me check how much energy is coming in. None. We have 1.92 amps draining the battery. So we still have 1 day and 20 hours left. So meaning 45 hours of battery capacity if we're going this way. But once the sun goes down, the energy consumption doesn't go up, the energy input goes down. So it shows that you have a lot of energy use, but actually you have the same. Anyway, long story short, when it's night we use a lot, and yeah, let's see if we can maintain like this, or we have to start the engine.
I just woke up. Vincent's off to bed for a couple of hours. I think this is a new episode of 50 Shades of Grey. I don't know if it shows on camera, but we have some sighting of land. It is 8 o'clock something in the morning. I think this is the most boring passage you can have if it comes on sightings, because sail shifts, we did a lot of them, but we had no sunsets, no beautiful sunsets, no beautiful sunrises. We couldn't see the sun because of the clouds. The same goes up for at night, seeing the moon, seeing the stars. We haven't seen a dolphin yet, or a whale passing by in the distance. Orcas I don't want to see. I think they're beautiful animals, but they cause a lot of problems in this area, so don't want to see them. We're still in the range of having 4 kilometers of sea underneath us. Scares me a bit, but if you think about it, the sea is no different on the top side. So the wind was predicted not coming from behind, so no downwind sailing. It should have been beam reached all the way. Unfortunately, the predictions don't come out how they need to. We're on a wing-on-wing situation here, and in Holland or in the Netherlands we say melkmeisje. This was our first multiple overnight passage. We only did like one night passage, so 1.5 day sailing. First night it's difficult to sleep for us. I think I can speak for other people too. And the second night is better because you're more tired, so you sleep anyway. It has a lot to do with the sea state. The first day we had like pretty nasty waves. We could cope with that, we weren't scared or anything, but to sleep on them, that's a whole nother story. So we're on our way for 47 hours and we motored 11.5. these clouds give us some wind. So we have like little wind, and then we have a little bit more, and then we pass this cloud, because it's not a rainy cloud. There's no rain in it, but there is wind in it. And then we think the wind died down, but then there's another cloud. So yeah, we just hump on from cloud to cloud. Overall, guys, it's a good passage. Whoa!
Ja, ik hoop het echt wel, want ik...
Ja, zeker weten. Misschien ook wel.
Echt waar, ik schrik me helemaal niet. We made it to Spain. We entered the anchorage, which is nearby A Coruña, at 7:15 p.m, where we were reunited with our friends from Make My Day. Of course, we needed to celebrate our arrival, so that evening we spent together drinking beers. Thanks for watching, and if you like, leave us a comment.